So this is my iMovie concerning what I learned in this class this semester. Probably the first thing that I learned in this class was that the foundation of my diet was built really on inaccurate information. Before this class, the only nutrition class I'd ever taken was in high school. I took health in high school. In this class, we were taught about the food pyramid, and we were really taught that the food pyramid is the best and healthiest way to eat. We were taught that the only way to lose weight was to burn more calories than you consume, the calories in, calories out principle. So I was really surprised the first day of this class when we were going over different food myths and the food pyramid came up, and I remember thinking, well, I thought this was the healthiest way to eat. I thought this was the best way to eat. This is the way that the government recommends that we eat. So I was pretty surprised by that. When I tried to eat healthy, I would always look at the back of products and look at the calorie information and how much fat it had. I didn't really look at the ingredients it contained. A lot of my diet was built off of the food pyramid, so I ate a lot of grains. That was the foundation of my diet, was a lot of grains, and I really stuck to the food pyramid pretty well. I bought low fat, low calorie everything, and I really thought that that's what eating healthy looked like. So when I learned in this class that the ingredients in a product were more important really than how much calories it had or whatever, I was pretty surprised, but I started to change my diet based off this new information, and I started basing my diet off of whole foods, mainly plants, and not so much off of grains. I started checking ingredients instead of calories, and I started sticking with foods that had ingredients that I recognized and I knew that were good. When we went over hydrogenated oils, my group covered hydrogenated oils, and I was really surprised at just how bad they were for your body. So that was the first thing I cut out, and then other bad ingredients after that. Over the course of this semester, I've changed my diet, based off of what we're learning, and I've already just felt so much better just over this semester. I feel like I have a lot more energy. I feel like I'm getting better rest. I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I have more control over my diet, and I feel a lot more confident in my ability to choose healthy foods. I remember last year, I watched Hungry for Change and Food Inc. on Netflix, and I was really overwhelmed at first because this was information that I had never heard before, and it was going against the guidelines that I learned from my health class and from the government, and I was really overwhelmed, and I wasn't sure who was right and who was wrong and which diet I should go with. So I remember just praying and asking God, God, will you teach me how to eat? Because I don't know, this is too confusing for me, this is too much for me. And then the next day, I saw the ad on my ACU for this class, and some of the things that it was talking about, like, do you want to learn more about GMOs, organic produce, things like that? And I really did, so I was like, well, I'll just take this class and see what happens. So I'm really thankful for this class because it has showed me a lot about how to eat, and it just given me a greater knowledge of food. Another thing that it's given me is just a mercy and a passion for people who have been hurt and are being hurt by our food system. Based off of this, I've already dramatically changed my diet. I've cut out certain ingredients. I've learned to try other foods. I've started buying as much local food as possible, as much organic food as possible. But I've also just gotten a better understanding of the problem that we have in our country concerning the food movement and how it really does just practically impact so many people. It impacts, impacts their bodies, but also impacts, their minds too. People who are bullied for their weight, people who feel bad about themselves because of their weight, and at the same time they're being fed toxic food because they think that it's healthy. So I've really gained a passion to kind of get people out of this. I hope to keep learning more about food, and I have a reading list that's about 20 books long from this class, just trying to keep learning about food and our food system and what is really the best ways to get out of this food system. Again, I'm really grateful for this class. I'm really grateful for the practical knowledge that I've gained from this class. I asked Jesus to teach me how to eat, and then he had me take this class, so I really appreciate being taught how to treat my body. And after this class, I honestly feel a really deep, a really special call to help other people treat their bodies well too, and to just bring some healing to people who have been so hurt by this food system.